Now, live from across north central Wisconsin, News Channel 7 at 4 starts now.
Now at 4, the Packers are coming off just their second loss of the season, while their head coach says it's not QB Jordan Love's fault.
An Antigo man is back in Lake County after being accused of killing his mother and fleeing the county. We have the latest developments from his first court appearance.
We had another mild day, but we got some big significant changes in the extended forecast. We could see some snow arriving. Details coming up.
First at 4, Central Wisconsin Airport is losing one of its 3 carriers when the new year rolls in. Starting January 4th, United Airlines is suspending operations out of Seaway. Seaway is one of 8 markets affected by United's decision. No word on the other airports that will be losing the airline. Airport Director Brian Griefey says the suspension is caused by a number of factors.
The biggest item driving it was worker shortage, crew shortage, not so much locally, but just within the system.
He says with United leaving, it may make room for a low-cost airline to enter the market. It was a day nearly 2 years in the making. A U.S. international travel ban was lifted for vaccinated people in more than 30 countries. Fox's Phil Keating has the latest from Miami.
There was a similar scene across the country on Monday. International travelers reuniting with loved ones here in the U.S. as travel restrictions lifted for dozens of countries.
I can't even explain in my words how happy I am. I'm on cloud 9, I can say.
Adult foreign nationals coming into the U.S. must be fully vaccinated and show proof of a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours of the trip. Visitors arriving by land from Canada and Mexico are exempt from the testing requirement, but they do need to be vaccinated.
Not only does lifting travel restrictions improve economic health in our region, it also takes safety and public health into account.
The U.S. Travel Association says the months-long travel ban resulted in the loss of nearly $300 billion in visitor spending. Business owners are hopeful this reopening will lead to a surge of tourists.
More income, more employees, it's everything better for us.
But some industry analysts are concerned there won't be enough staff to meet the increased demand. American and Southwest Airlines recently suffered delays and canceled flights due to a staffing shortage. Airlines are now facing growing opposition from employees over a vaccine mandate for federal contractors.
We're not seeing any impediments to the ramp up right now in terms of hiring. And we do expect with the increase in travel that there'll be more opportunities for employment.
The White House is asking all airlines to mandate vaccinations for their employees by January 4th. At the Miami International Airport, Phil Keating, Fox News.
62 degrees right now in Rib Mountain. What a gorgeous afternoon if you like these warmer temperatures. These temperatures are almost 20 degrees above average, and we have a northwest wind. That goes to show you how often do we see something like this. If you take away last year, back in 2019, if you remember that November, our warmest temperature for the entire month was 45. And we've had multiple days in the upper 50s, close to 60 so far this month. Other temperatures, 52 in Phillips, almost 70 at this hour in Wapaka, 67 in Shawano, and 64 in Wisconsin Rapids. Today could very likely be one of the warmest days remaining in 2021. Hour by hour, we have a weak cold front comes through tonight, so we'll notice a difference tomorrow morning, waking up with a few more clouds. But as we go throughout your Tuesday afternoon, notice temperatures are a good 10 degrees colder, 50 in Wausau, 49 in Medford, and 48 in Antigo, but that is still above average for this time of year. Now we'll talk about this big pattern change coming our way. We could be dealing with snow by Friday. Details coming up.
Thank you, Mark. A man with ties to Merrill is in Marathon County Jail today facing drug charges. Investigators believe 48-year-old Arthur Shaw has been trafficking methamphetamine in Marathon County. Shaw was arrested Thursday during a traffic stop after hours of surveillance. Today in court, his bail was set at $25,000 cash. Tonight at 6, we'll hear from the Marathon County Sheriff's Office about the hours leading to Shaw's arrest. An Antigo man accused of stabbing his mother to death on Halloween won't be getting out of jail anytime soon. News Channel 7's Sydney Hawkins joins us in the studio. Sydney, what are the latest developments in this case?
Yeah, Dale, 38-year-old Derek Goplin is charged with killing his mother, Susan Reese. She was found dead in her home on November 1st. Goplin appeared in court today for his mother's death. Prosecutors asked for life in prison without the possibility of parole, a $1 million cash bond, and that he be ordered not to leave the state of Wisconsin. The Langley County judge hearing the case met some of those requests.
For now, I will go along with the state's recommendations and set bail at $1 million cash with the conditions requested by the state.
Those conditions include not having contact with the witness, not leaving Langley County without permission from the court, surrendering any passport, and not possessing any dangerous weapons. That is only if Goplin is able to post the $1 million cash bond. Goplin's preliminary hearing will be held this Friday at 1 in the afternoon.
All right, thank you, Sydney. The Stevens Point Police Department arrested one person and is looking for a second for an armed robbery. Around 8:40 last night, police were called to an apartment on the 1200 block of North Point Drive. Numerous electronic items were stolen, as well as a vehicle. That vehicle was located in Washington County when a chase started and eventually ended in Milwaukee. That person was taken into custody. The Lincoln County District Attorney is announcing no criminal charges against an officer in which a speeding driver was killed. It happened back on June 2nd. They say Deputy Dean Dawkins' car was not close enough that he would have had to avoid a collision. He was chasing David Burdick, who was in a stolen vehicle. Burdick lost control of the car near County Highway Q and Joe Snow Road. He was ejected and died from his injuries. The survivor in the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting in Kenosha last summer testifies he thought he was going to die. Gage Grosskreutz was at the protests as a volunteer medic. He was carrying medical supplies in addition to a loaded pistol. He recounted how he drew his own pistol and pointed it at Rittenhouse before he was shot.
In that moment, I was trying to preserve my own life, but doing so while also taking the life of another is not something that I'm capable or comfortable in doing.
He added shooting another person goes against almost a lifelong ethical code that he's lived by in regards to medicine. The first lawsuit has been filed against rapper Travis Scott and concert organizer Live Nation. As Scott took the stage in Houston, the crowd of 50,000 pushed forward, killing 8 and injuring dozens. Officials say Scott continued to play for about 30 minutes after the concert was declared a mass casualty event, and they're investigating what he knew and when. Today, Scott offered to pay for all funeral costs for the 8 people who died. Roughly $6 million lost in a ransomware attack has been recovered by the Department of Justice. The money was seized from a Ukrainian national arrested in Poland last month. According to the indictment, the 22-year-old is accused of using ransomware on a Florida-based software firm over the 4th of July weekend. It infected up to 1,500 businesses around the world. He's facing several charges and awaiting extradition to the U.S. A Russian national is also facing charges in the case. The Packers are coming off their second loss of the season, but yesterday's disappointment goes beyond just another loss in the standings. It was a disappointing debut for second-year player Jordan Love. News Channel 7's Noah Manderfield joins us now to talk about how Matt LaFleur is putting the blame on himself, not Jordan. Noah?
Dale, Jordan Love did not look the part of a first-round draft pick in yesterday's game, but like you said, Matt LaFleur is the one who's taking the blame. The offense looked stagnant and unable to recognize the blitz that the Chiefs were throwing at the Packers. It took until the fourth quarter for them to gain any momentum offensively. LaFleur said this statement multiple times during his press conference yesterday.
This one falls on me squarely. Certainly for us to be whatever we were, 2 for 12 on third down. Obviously didn't have a good enough plan for some of the zero pressures that they brought on us, but I thought our guys battled. I thought Jordan, I was really proud of the way he played. He hung in there. He was taking hits and delivering the ball, and I thought he did a really good job.
As confident as he was in Jordan Love, though, he firmly said Rodgers will start next week regardless of practice or not if he is cleared from the reserve COVID-19 list. It looks like Russell Wilson will return for the Seahawks under center next week. We'll see if it's Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love on the other end of that matchup in Lambeau. Dale?
Yeah, rough game indeed. Thank you, Noah. Pfizer wants to give all Americans 18 and over access to their booster, what their next step is. Plus, what UW Health is saying about taking part in Moderna's trial to vaccinate kids 6 months to 5 years old. Pfizer is expected to seek emergency use authorization for its COVID booster in all patients 18 and older. The FDA is already authorizing the booster for people 65 and older, people with medical, living, or working conditions. They can get it 6 months after a full vaccination course. Pfizer hasn't indicated if it'll seek booster authorization for people under 18. UW Health is shifting its focus. They'll now study the safety and effectiveness of the Moderna vaccine in kids 6 months to 5 years old. In Madison, dozens of kids 6 months to 5 years are participating in the Kid Cove clinical trial at American Family Children's Hospital. It's a 14-month trial. Each child will receive 2 shots in smaller doses. Parents won't know if it's the actual vaccine or a placebo.
Well, we've been vaccinating children forever, from young babies into their teenage years. And so we know, in general, vaccines are very safe. In this trial and in the other clinical trial done by Pfizer, nothing out of the ordinary has arisen other than some sore arm or maybe a temporary fever.
4-year-old Wisconsin twin brothers Sam and Theo Rodriguez are among the trial's participants. A new CNN poll finds a majority of Americans disapprove of the way President Biden is handling his job. According to the survey, 52% of Americans disapprove, with 48% approving. Meanwhile, 58% of Americans say he hasn't paid enough attention to the nation's most important problems. For about a third of the people, that would be the economy. For a fifth, boils down to COVID-19. Mark?
Looking at the satellite and radar, notice we're starting to see that weak cold front headed our way. Maybe a sprinkle or two, but I think most of us remain dry. I doubt this is hitting the ground. On a Monday, Dale, we're close to 70. And by Friday, guess what? You know it, snow. Details coming up.
You're real fun with good news today. Plus, the Milwaukee Bucks do something no NBA team has done in 5 years. A live report from the nation's capital coming up. Following their game yesterday against the Washington Wizards, the Milwaukee Bucks stayed overnight to make a pit stop at the White House today. Our D.C. Bureau reporter Kristin Kasper joins us now live from the White House following a very special ceremony. Hey there, Kristin.
Hey, yeah, from the Deer District to the District of Columbia, the 2021 champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, were invited to the White House today, and they were the first team to step inside since 2016. It's been a year of triumph, celebration, and history-making for the Milwaukee Bucks, and it continued Monday in Washington, D.C. Milwaukee cinched their first NBA championship in 50 years this summer, and they were honored for it during a ceremony with President Joe Biden at the White House. In his speech, Biden said the Bucks represent decency, thanking the team for encouraging fans to be a part of the political process, standing up for social justice, and encouraging folks to get vaccinated.
That's the power of the team's example and not just winning the title. Last year as a team, we took a stand for justice and peace in the wake of Jacob Blake's shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
The season finished with a Game 6 victory in July when Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 50 points despite a late-season knee injury. Monday, the Bucks forward said he's thankful for the honor and the opportunity.
And believing in your dreams, you can accomplish great things in life. And man, as I said, I've done that my whole life, and I'm in the White House, and this is awesome.
The Bucks were the first NBA team welcomed at the White House since 2016, when the Cleveland Cavaliers visited President Obama. Now, it all hasn't been a good week for the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, they lost against the Wizards yesterday, but there was a distinct energy in the air today that makes you think that maybe we might want to fear the deer this season as well. Reporting live from the White House, I'm Kristin Kasper, News Channel 7.
All right, thank you, Kristin. Yeah, Mark, it's been a rough go for the Bucks so far, but definitely fear the deer. Bucks in what, 68 games left?
Sure,
something like that.
A lot.
Yeah, we take a look at Rib Mountain right now, and getting darker faster. It's just after 4:17, and it's a nice day today, but you're telling me that this Bob Ross setting is not going to last.
Dale, we've been living on borrowed time for weeks now. We're finally going to see that kind of switch our way later on this week. Here's a live look at Stevens Point, 64 degrees. There are some Novembers, like November of 2019, November 2018, and November of 2017, where we even see a 60-degree reading here in the Wausau area. So to say that we've been spoiled all of September, all of October, and really the first third or so of November, absolutely. But again, we're going to see some big changes coming our way later on this week. But hopefully you're able to enjoy some of this warmth, get those outside plans done. You know, you winterize a few things, maybe move the lawnmower to the back of the shed and you move the snowblower to the front of the shed, you know, those kind of activities. 67 in Wausau, 70 was the high in Shawano, almost 70 in Wapaka, and 65 in Black River Falls. Not to give you bad news, but we may not see a temperature like this again. Tax day, some years after, depending on how spring of 2022 goes. But off to the north and west, some cooler air is building. 51 International Falls, 54 in Bismarck, and 54 in the Twin Cities. And that temperature change, notice, is cooling down. 30 degrees colder in the last 24 hours in Denver, 10 degrees colder in Grand Island, and that colder air will be coming our way the next 24 hours. So day planner for tomorrow. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, still in those low 50s in most locations. That's still running, though, about 5 to 8 degrees above average, but it'll be about 10 degrees cooler than today. Stevens Point also in those mid 50s. Kids school bus stop tomorrow morning, no need, maybe a sprinkle at most, but I think almost all areas tomorrow will remain dry. Rhinelander in the Northwoods, also in those low 50s tomorrow. And then we kind of say bye-bye to those low to mid 50s. And this is your Veterans Day. So if you have plans on Thursday, cold rain showers, any outside plans, dress accordingly. You'll need that jacket and the umbrella. But look what happens on Friday as the system moves out. Colder air starts to spill in, and we see a rain-snow mix. Now, I know you see a lot of blue on here. I think in all reality, these will be light snow showers, often on snow showers, maybe a dusting of snow at most. And with the ground being so warm, it's going to struggle to accumulate on roads and other surfaces. So like on your deck, places like that. Best chance, though, for some accumulation will be lake effect snow into Iron and Ashland counties on Saturday as the wind becomes out of the northwest and crosses Lake Superior. Now, your extended forecast, 60 today, almost 70, 39 on Friday. Notice a downward trend, 40 on Saturday. This weekend, not looking nice to be outside at all if you do have outside plans. So 40 on Saturday, 39 on Sunday, and a high of only 40 on Monday.
All right, thank you, Mark. Experts are telling us shelves could be a little bare this holiday shopping season, but what exactly could we be missing out on? We'll try and answer that next. We keep hearing about the cargo ships stuck off the coast and a supply backlog, but Investigate TV's Rachel DePompa wanted to know what exactly could be out of stock this holiday season. She finds out in today's Watching Your Wallet.
The big thing to watch out for is shortages in electronics. We're talking about anything with a microchip in it. So that's your laptops, desktops, and popular gaming systems like Xbox and PlayStation. Kyle James with the website ratherbeshopping.com helped us put this list together. He says same goes for toys and board games.
A lot of times in the past, deals have gotten better, have gotten closer to Christmas. And this year, that's probably not going to happen. And so if your child has something on their Christmas list and you see it now at a pretty good price, you might want to buy it.
Also likely to be in shorter supply, those robot vacuums. This also falls under the microchip shortage. Kitchen appliances, both large and small, are also stuck on those cargo ships. And James says Christmas decorations and artificial trees could also be in short supply, which is why you may want to look on sites like eBay or Facebook Marketplace for gently used trees.
The best time to get deals is December 26th. Well, in this case, maybe the best time to get deals is going to be next year. So that's just something to keep in mind.
James says don't impulse buy or overspend. But if you see that item you really wanted at a decent price right now, don't wait either. With this Investigate TV Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Yeah, everything seems to be more expensive these days, from gas to food. Now, 2 snack food companies say they'll be raising prices. Expect to pay more for things like Oreos and Easy Mac, as Mondelez and Kraft Heinz charge more for their products. Mondelez indicated on an earnings call it plans to raise prices on brands including Chips Ahoy, Ritz, and Sour Patch Kids by 7% next year. The company's CEO says that's to combat inflation, which he pegs at hitting 6% in 2022. Take a live look now from our Merrill Skycam. Stay with us. Mark is in next with the last look at your forecast after this. Finally at 4, like a fine wine, this sprinter just gets better over time. Julia Hawkins, nicknamed Hurricane, Mark, set a new world record in a 100-meter race in Louisiana over the weekend. The 105-year-old Hawkins completed the event in 1 minute, 2.95 seconds. She's also the first woman and first American to set a Masters track and field world record in the 105-plus age division. She's in a class all of her own, literally, right? Her advice, stay healthy and keep running. She says she'll keep running just as long as she can. Good for her.
Good for her.
Good.
I love the name, too. Hurricane. I love that. And it's that SEC speed, Dale. You know.
Sydney,
yeah.
Hurricane Hawkins.
Yeah, I like that. What a nickname. Temperatures tomorrow, 30 in Rhinelander, 37 in Wausau, 37 in Stevens Point. Cloudy skies in the morning, a bit more sunshine in the afternoon. But what went up on Monday in terms of close to 70, notice that downward trend. A little bit more tomorrow, then more on Wednesday. Thursday for Veterans Day is looking wet. Any accumulation on Friday will be minor on elevated surfaces. A first alert weather day is not expected. And those cloudy, cool, breezy conditions.
That was my #1 question.
Yeah.
Still a little too warm, too.
The ground is definitely too warm. So we're talking decks, places like that, maybe a dusting.
We'll see you tonight at 9.